interacted with some trolls on the internet, added some people to my Twitter block list, you know, the usual. A fantastical start there. Just like catch and release. Hey, sweet. That's a keepable 6. Pretty good. Pretty good. Probably go Temple Garden, Oath-Huron. Temple Garden, Oath-Huron 1. Get the Kiki Chord in. All about the Kiki Chord. Going onward this. Nothing too out of the usual. So I'm going to bottom this Arid Mesa because I'm not really looking for a land with this Oath of Nissa. So I like to give myself a better chance to try and find like a Renegade Rallier or some kind of impactful creature with this. If we were looking for a land, I'd probably keep that on top and just like be happy to snake it. But yeah, Pia and Kiran Nalaar seem fine. Those other lands. I mean, they won't, but I got them all cut actually. Ooh, we gonna have some mana next turn, chap. Gonna have some mana. Hopefully we draw an acidic slime. Hopefully we draw an acidic slime. Looks like we're playing against Goodtron. That's a little scary. The deck list is not updated. Good call, good call. Let's do that. Definitely forgot to do that. The pop-up box only happens the very first time you join the stream. Once you've clicked past it, you don't see it again. What am I gonna do here? Play this. Play this. Always yes, always yes, always yield. I actually really like the AA Cobras. Be nice looking. So I can fetch a basic here and then play Bird plus Pia and Kiran. And pop Thopter Shop if you would. Be pretty sad when they O-Stone us next turn. Hey Ashley, I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. Yeah, we knew they had Tron, right? Because like they chose not to activate the map last turn, so just waiting. Knew that they likely had Tron. They either had Tron or they were making a mistake. Gonna win the modern PT along with everyone else not playing it. Ain't that the truth? My world is broken. That's so rude, opponent. I liked my world. I liked my world, opponent. Cue it to Tron immediately. Well done. Ain't that the truth, Burgle? There's some loathing and regret almost instantaneously. And they've played a World Breaker. I guess I could smash with the squad and like trade Pia for 6 damage. That's probably something I'm okay doing. Probably just in the market to try. Attacked with my bird by mistake there. Just, you know, off to a good start. No, I don't play in Wizards of the Coast events, by and large. If there was a Pro Tour Bloomington Normal that was sealed, I probably wouldn't attend. Gonna concede to Ugin here. Yep. You know. We have a couple of tools in our sideboard for this matchup, but it's definitely not good. Was it a mistake? It was a message. Yep. It was a message that we misclicked. Alright, so Mirran Crusader is pretty bad here. Scavenging Ooze is pretty bad here. Pia and Kiran Nalaar pretty bad here. Thragtusk is pretty bad here. Man, it's almost like I thought about this sideboard. Teaglesworth I could take. I could take or leave. He's probably okay. He's probably okay. Yeah, definitely. If a Pro Tour didn't cost me anything, I'd play in it. Like, I'd probably go to a Pro Tour if I qualified, but... Great, have it out. Yeah, I don't know if Teeg's good enough because he shuts off our chords, but like he only shuts off these 4 cards. Yeah, Teeg over a Voice is probably fine. Just because like turning off their Eugenes and their Karns is pretty good. I'd been needing a haircut for a while. It was real bad yesterday. It was exceptionally bad. We've got our combo here. Our Teeg Chord of Calling combo. I'm gonna keep this hand. We're gonna crack a fetch on 1 probably. I have this Lotus Cobra, but I have a second fetch to go with it. It's worth noting that like Teeg's much worse than Voice would be in this hand, right? Teeg's like much worse than Voice would be in this hand. Because like if I could go Voice, I'd like go Voice Eldritch Evolution and like be able to just have an Avalanche Rider on 3. And like I could still do that, I guess, but it's like considerably worse than having a Voice token left over afterwards, right? So I'm gonna play the Lotus Cobra out. Maybe we're supposed to lead on this to not expose this to removal. It's possible. Hopefully we just hit a Renegade Rallier and just get to 6 slime them. That would be ideal. Alright, so fetch land. Actually, I can chord for a Renegade Rallier, right? I can go... This is 3 mana, 4, 5, 6, and then yeah, okay, so we can put Acidic Slime into play here, which is nice. So we get to go ahead and always yield, always yes to this. Make some green mana, crack this fetch. Get a second Plains here. Make some green mana. I'm gonna get to chord for 3. Get Renegade Rallier, which is gonna return our fetch land to play. We'll return that, like green mana, correct this fetch. I'm gonna get red mana just in case we draw a Kiki-Jiki, shock myself. Green mana again, gonna go ahead and Eldritch Evolution, my Renegade Rallier into an Acidic Slime. Destroy their power plant. It's a decent turn. Decent turn. Lotus Cobra is such a great card. Like super powerful. Really we draw Eldritch Evolution or Restoration Angel next turn. And see, this is a good lesson for everyone out there. I destroyed the power plant because Tron players are fucking lucky and they always have another tower. Always expect your Tron opponent to have another tower, chat. Why? Because they always do. Alright, we're gonna use this Horizon Canopy to make mana, and then we're gonna sack the Horizon Canopy here. We draw. Doing this pre-combat in case we hit a... what's it called? In case we hit a thing, Avalanche Riders. And play this Eidolon of Rhetoric out, which slows my opponent down a little bit a lot of the time. The green Tron deck has a bunch of like Chromatic Stars and Chromatic Spheres in it, so like this means if they play one of these, they can't immediately play another spell off of it, which is nice for us. Cuts their velocity a touch. Like if they have a Sylvan Scrying or an Ancient Strings, they can't play it now. It does mean that I get a little bit behind here myself because like I can't play Teeg this turn, but I think that's an okay trade for us. It's an okay exchange. Yeah, the non-Lotus Cobra Chord deck, I would say, I would use the words unplayable. It's really bad. Just never blow up the tower. Always kill the other Tron pieces. It's really simple. So like now, we likely put them behind, wait, what costs 4? Are they like, it's like a Walking Ballista for 2? Thought Not Seer. Huh. Okay. Sure, interesting. So the Eidolon cost me getting Teeg into play here, but I don't know, it doesn't seem like the worst. Next turn I get to ship probably Slime plus Voice. Restoration Angel, don't mind if I do. Alright, so I'm gonna go and attack with... I'm just gonna ship with everything here. I'm just gonna ship with everything. If they want to eat like my Eidolon or my Lotus Cobra, I'm okay with that. Yeah, ship. I really don't need mana from that anymore. So put you to 6, pass the turn. We didn't play Teeg because we have an Eidolon of Rhetoric in play. This card is symmetrical. So I played Voice that turn, so I couldn't play Teeg as well. Hopefully this Restoration Angel is the game. Like to destroy your Sanctum of Ugin since you have 2 of everything else. It's a pretty good one. Pretty good one. Dece plus even. Yep, dead, sweet. So turn 3 Acidic Slime, decent, off the old. I want this Teeg. I'm just gonna put the Voice back in my deck. I don't think I want Teeg in this configuration. I think in the non-Chord version, the Teeg's fine to board in here, but I think I just want that Teeg against like Storm and Supreme Verdict decks. God, this hand could take or leave. That's close. I guess I don't have any of my super impactful cards here. Hey, Cheesy Pie Gaming with that 2-month subscription. I was supposed to just sub and do a donation deck, but you make good content, so I decided to stay here forever. Well, thanks for re-upping. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I'm glad you decided to come back again. I feel like because this hand needs lands and, like, you could maybe argue that this is, like, interaction in this matchup, but it's really pretty slow on the draw, and, like, there's a good chance this card just doesn't have a text box anyways, even if we hit the land. Hey, JGross18, got Twitch Prime support. It's a lot and welcome. So sending your Amazon fun money this way this month. I think I'm supposed to send this one right on back, right? What do you think, chat? Would you keep this one? This is easily the most important decision we'll make this game. You think this is a keep? Like, what does it do, right? It just like plays. Nah, I'm gonna mulligan this. Because it just plays like shitty anemic creatures. Like this hand, and this is a good example. This is a good example, I think, why this hand. Yeah, so Burgle hit the nail on the head. Like, this hand needs to draw lands to do anything, and even if we draw lands, it's still not doing anything that's meaningful, right? Like, it doesn't even matter if they possibly play Dismember. Like, this hand needs to draw lands, and it needs to draw spells. And if your hand needs to draw lands and spells to play a game of Magic, that means it needs too much and you should try again. This hand also doesn't do a whole lot. It's got 2 lands in it, though, at least. Got that going for it. I feel like I just want to go back again. I want to, like, try and find my evolutions or my Lotus Cobras. The Oath, like, kinda does stuff, but, like, again, this hand needs lands and spells. Hey, I'm gonna be aggressive and get punished. I'm gonna be greedy and keep that. I'm gonna draw 2 drop. Hey, Iron Guthix, the 3-month resubscription. It's a lot and welcome back, bud. I appreciate it. No, the second hand had a land in it, an extra land in it, so that's meaningful. No turn 1 play from them is good for us unless they just have natural Tron. Land, Karn. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My body is ready to get Karn. Conceding to turn 3 Karn. Magic's fun. I enjoyed myself. Was it good for you, opponent? Did you climax? I feel like they got there. Alright, you know, it's the beats. Tron's a tough matchup for decks like this. If your deck can't generate a linear kill by turn 3 sometimes, you're gonna have a hard time with Tron. That's how it goes, you know? And you gotta, it's a feature, it's not a bug. Ain't changed, you're gonna play a 4th donation deck. Maybe. If time permits, I think we might actually run back Mardu Pyromancer. You talk about the acidic slime artwork in there. I actually really like this slime artwork. I think it's pretty great. I think it's pretty fantastic. If you are looking if you are looking to win lots of matches of Magic while playing Modern, I would highly recommend playing Tron. Tron is a very good deck. It's one of the best decks in this current format. I think Green Tron is going to be very heavily represented at the Pro Tour this weekend. Someone sent in a donation for me to play the Kiki list that I would play. So these are the 75 cards that I would play if I was going to play Kiki-Jiki. The Crumble to Dust is a hedge against Tron because the matchup's real hard. The Mardu Pyromancer deck is very good. It's one of the decks I'm considering playing in Indianapolis next month. So Matt's coming over after he gets off work around 4 o'clock, so we might play that deck, because I think he might play that deck as well. I would play Green-Black Tron. I don't think the upside of getting to play extra basic lands that you gain by playing Mono Green Tron is worthwhile. This hand is not particularly good against Affinity. I think this deck has an okay Affinity matchup, but it's Gen, you just kind of get that mid-range problem where, like, we kept this hand that's, like, kind of anemic against Affinity, and, like, they're playing Affinity. I think so this is, our mana base is awful when we draw Kiki-Jiki. I think I'm just going to fetch Temple Guard and hope to draw Lotus Cobra at some point. Acidic Slime, look at that. Kills artifacts, it's good. Thanks for the bits, Iron. It likely dies. Fair mid-range decks in Modern lose to big mana decks. That's just how Modern goes. Again, that's a supposed feature. You play Blood Moon and, like, cross your fingers and hope for the best. It's not a good plan, but it's a plan. Might as well attack with this, right? Like 2 free points of damage. For the bits, Iron. Hey, buddy. Do you need more to eat? You want more popcorn? Can you bring your bowl over? I got more popcorn for you. We're gonna be pretty dead here, right? Look, no numbers. It's a $15 donation. Thanks, bud. Donation deck list. You started with Sultai Mush. It's a garbage fire. Don't play it. Play black, white, modern Pox instead. Yeah, it's probably fine. I actually think Gideon of the Trials is really good. Really good in Modern. Gideon of the Trials is a pretty good card in Modern. It's plus $3. White. Lotus Cobra is a good draw. We'll possibly win this game, right? So, what do I want to do here? I can play... You can only play one spell per turn because there's an Eidolon in play, remember that. I'm gonna play this Lotus Cobra. All of my latest YouTube videos are gonna be in 1440. I picked up a 1440 monitor last week, so all of the new ones will be in 1440 once they process. So next turn, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I actually can't Chord for Restoration Angel because of my Eidolon. So if I didn't have Eidolon in play, it would have been a different creature, but, like, I didn't have another creature I could play, right? So not a whole lot we can do. I'm gonna be short mana because this is only 3 mana between these two lands, and then this is 1, 2, 3 more, which I don't think does anything for us really. We're gonna be pretty dead here. I think we're gonna be pretty dead here. It'd just be a touch short. Real democracy for Sunny Depths. Thanks, Iron. Need to do a legacy day at some point. Couple legacy days, work through all of these. Well, the extra mana doesn't matter, Tom, because I can't play a second spell because of Eidolon. So I played the land first because I didn't want to click through the trigger. Jump with Eidolon. Yeah, that's a good line. That's a good line. So I can go like move to blocks here. I can go block. Okay, so that happens. Then I can crack this fetch. I think I need to get red mana here, right? Hi Jacob, I love you, buddy. So we're not quite dead yet. We're taking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 this turn, down to 11. Grab a Stomping Ground here so we can have mana for this Kiki. Yes. Yes, I would like to use Lotus Cobra's ability. I would like to make a green mana. The only problem with this is it burns my Chord of Calling, but it's going to put me in a position to have a lot more mana next turn, so hopefully I can hit an Eldritch Evolution or a Restoration Angel or an Eternal Witness to get back this chord, or just another chord. Is ideally what can happen here. We're throwing Eidolon away here because I want to be able to cast 2 spells next turn, ideally. Waiting on my opponent here. Oh no, Jacob, where'd you go? Hi. Oh, you want me to come under the bag? I think the internet's gonna miss us if we hide under the bag, bud. Oh, you just want me to hide under the bag. I can't see you while you run away. What are the altars on my Birds of Paradise? Feline Longmore. Alright, so we're gonna do this. The old bag cast improvement. It's easy improvement, right? I'm pretty sure we want to get Renegade Rallier here. Get back this Windswept Heath. Remember, there's no basic mountain in my decks. Windswept Heath and Foothills are basically the same. Hi, buddy. Dad can't hide underneath the bag right now. I'm sorry, I can't hide under the bag right now. Is our deck good? I mean, it's as good as modern decks can be, right? I mean, I do have a Witness, but I need a land, Burgle. I need lands to cast Kiki-Jiki. Maybe I'm supposed to Witness and get the chord back, you think? Like, I have a higher chance of drawing a land, but, like, I need a fetch land pretty badly. Whoa, that's so good for us. I don't know why they killed that one. God bless you, opponent. Killed my 3/3. So, how much mana do I have? We're only have 1 flyer here. I'm gonna start by cracking this and see what we get. Selfless Spirit. I like Fogs for a turn, right? I could try and set up Kiki Acidic Slime. That's interesting. Hi, buddy. So do you need a diaper change? Yeah, you do. All right. I need to take a second and think about this. Change a diaper. Very loud. So the problem with trying to set up Kiki-Jiki next turn is that he requires triple red. So like I'd have to fetch 2 red here, and fetching 2 red. So I basically have 4 mana in play right now. We could Kiki this turn too. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, we can Kiki this turn, right? No, we're gonna be short because this thing is just. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. This is free, but it doesn't net us a mana. Yeah, we can't Kiki this turn. That's correct. Can't Acidic Slime this turn either. We can only Renegade Rallier and Selfless Spirit, actually. Now that I'm actually counting. Alright, so I'm gonna crack this, get a red source. Yeah, Rallier plus Spirit is Fog plus not a land, so I think that's the line. So we'll grab this. No, don't pay health. Yes. Yeah, I definitely should have thought a little bit more before using the canopy. I just kind of wanted to get more information so I could see if I could try and combo this turn, but it definitely put us a little bit far behind. That would have been plus 2 mana, and I could have Kiki this turn. Yeah. Yeah, I probably almost certainly shouldn't have slimed. Alright, so here, I get to go ahead and do this. It's always, yes, always here. Grab a white here, and then I can fetch a Sacred Foundry tapped, then play the Selfless Spirit. So we're not in a good spot, but to live another turn, most likely. Alright, so we get to go, we actually get to kill the Memnite, which is nice, right? I get to go double, single, single, and I get to sack the Selfless Spirit to save the rest of my squad. I mean, we're not dead this next turn. All those cards are fine. Yeah, like if I draw Resto, I get to blink Renegade Rallier, and Resto only costs me 1 mana that way. Okay, so that's a Chord of Calling. So what does Chord of Calling let me do? What does Chord of Calling let me do? It feels like Resto gets me Selfless. Oh, that's a good line. And then I can block 3 things, then sack it. Yeah, that's actually a great line. Love it. Love it. Pass the turn. Actually, I should just do this now, right? Just do this while I can't get blown out by like a Spell Pierce or something stupid. Oh. So Chord for 4. Restoration Angel. Blink this. And then next turn we can cast Kiki-Jiki and combo them. Get another fog here. That's kind of a fog, right? We're dead to cranial plating, but fine. You're always dead to cranial plating. We'll take 3 here, and they played a land, so they should be dead. That was a sweet game. Sorry for the couple of interruptions. Actually sounds like Declan's upstairs losing his mind right now. Good to go. Block. Block. Press OK. Sack the Selfless Spirit. Sweet. Let's play the next couple games faster. No more interruptions. Kiki-Jiki. Alright, so we get to bring in Engineered Explosives, we get to bring in Fiery Justice, we get to bring in Reclamation Sage. Fortuner's probably fine. I don't know that Blessed Alliance is good. Pia is good. Eidolon and Mirran Crusader are bad. Scavenging Ooze is bad. Acidic Slime's probably fine. I'm not a huge fan of Thragtusk in this matchup, but I feel like cutting my health gain is probably wrong. There's a Kataki up here too, isn't there? Let's get that in my deck. Get that in my deck. I forget what the hotkey is by default, but I have it customized. I think voice is bad. I wonder if I'm cutting too many things. I just want to trim Oath in this matchup. Yeah, Riders are definitely too slow. I wonder if I just want to cut Oath or if I want voice. Voice makes Eldritch Evolution much better. Like, I have Renegade Ralliers, like I don't. I think you just want as access to as many tutors as possible, Burgle. Like, turn 1 bird, turn 2 evo my bird into a thing is fine, I think. I don't want Forge-Tender. Change the Tusk for a Baloth. I kind of like that. I just want, like, some way to gain some health in the matchup. With, like, the 4 is definitely better than the 5 in terms of cost. You just want to be able to gain small amounts of health because it's useful for buying you extra turns. I don't think you really want to cut a land. I think I'd rather cut Oath of Nissa than a land. I think I'd rather cut Oath of Nissa than cut a land. I wonder if Fiery Justice is just too slow here. Yeah, I'm just not going to bring this card in. 25 creatures. I'm gonna leave one of these out and bring another voice back in. I'm gonna do this. I don't think Blessed Alliance is good enough. They usually have extra shitters that they're attacking with. They're usually too wide for Blessed Alliance to have a meaningful impact. If I had like Lightning Helix, I'd bring that in. Yeah, sounds pretty good. Let's go turn 2 voice, turn 3 Eldritch Evolution for Kataki. Get an Engineered Explosives. Riders is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Alright, well, we need to do Fiery Justice is for Death Shadow. It kills all the creatures that have Death Shadow. It's also good against humans. It's kind of medium here because of their creature lands. It's also kind of expensive. Kills Gormag Angler, kills Tasigur, kills most Death Shadows that are 10/10s or smaller. It's really funny against multiple Death Shadows. Alright, so... I guess I'm just passing the turn here. Grafdigger's Cage is pretty annoying. Probably fetch a basic forest here to blow up this engineered explosives. At least my opponent doesn't have a lot of pressure in play. He says they play the cranial plating. Oh, no, that was a mistake. Jake was talking, I wasn't paying attention. Should have cracked this in response. Now my opponent's gonna get to sacrifice this Grafdigger's Cage to the Arcbound Ravager. So I've given my opponent an extra thing here that I didn't have to give them. Gave my opponent a thing I didn't have to give them. I think we're just probably gonna be too slow on the draw this game. With trying to play around the Grafdigger's Cage, and like, I just didn't have a lot going on other than the Eldritch Evolution, so I think I'm pretty obligated to try and kill this here. We'll see. If we hit a fetch land this turn, we might be okay, because we can go like Rallier into Bird. But probably just not gonna be able to beat this. So that was a mistake. My opponent has an extra counter that they shouldn't have if I played better. Because of my sequencing on this engineered explosives. Horizon Canopy, Lotus Cobra. Probably just want the land, right? Oath of Nissa here. Try and find like a different land here potentially. Guess I want the fetch dex turn for the Renegade Rallier though. Yeah, we'll go Horizon Canopy Bird here. See how much damage we take this turn. We could just die to the Ink Moth, right? Seer's pretty good. If I don't block, can they kill me? 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, technically. We're dead here. I could block with the bird, but we're not really playing any outs at that point, so I'm just gonna hope they miss it. I guess I could draw Kataki naturally or draw a bird as a kind of an out, but like I already bottomed a bird. Do I have Gearhulk on the 75? I don't think I do. Gearhulk's not even that good, Burgle. You have to choose 0 targets, Chase Smith. The card's worded very poorly. It doesn't imply that you have to, but in order to conflagrate for 0, you have to choose 0 targets. Magic likes to ignore how math works most of the time. It's unfortunate. Well, I'm glad we stole game 1 there, so we get to play game 3 on the play. Game 3 on the play is pretty good. Seems probably fine. Like turn 4 Kataki, that might be too slow. Might be too slow. And it's actually not Magic Online that's wrong there. That's how the rules of Magic work, and the rules of Magic are dog shit in that particular instance. If the rules of Magic disagree with how math works, the rules of Magic are probably wrong. In my honest opinion. If you have an asterisk on the Gatherer explaining how your Magic card doesn't follow the rules of math, it's probably a bad rule. Maybe I should have mulliganed this hand. I don't know, this hand's pretty good if we draw any 2 or 3 drop next turn. Can't wait for your preview card. I don't understand. Wizards of the Coast never gives me a preview card. Like, there's only a couple of small instances where, like, like the magicals are pretty cohesive and coherent overall, right? Like fairly so, but like there's a few small instances like Death Shadow and Conflagrate where just like how the cards work according to the Gatherer and the rules of the game is different than how they would work if you just like followed the rules of math. So like, which I personally don't think is stellar, but you know, it is what it is. Everyone's having a good Tuesday wherever you're in the world, hanging out, playing some Kiki-Jiki this afternoon. Lotus Cobra Renegade Rallier powered Kiki-Jiki. I think this is the most competitive version of this deck. I don't think this deck is anywhere close to tier 1, but it's reasonable. You'll win some matches if you played enough. 3-2'd a bunch of leagues with it. Death Shadow can never be larger than a 13-13, even if you have a negative health total. That is not how the Death Shadow is worded based on its rules text. There's an asterisk on that Gatherer page with you cannot be bigger than a 13-13. Opponent's disconnected. Tilt. Yes, if a card stops being a valid target for an aura at any point, that aura falls off that card immediately. I think this version is better than the Saheeli version. I think they're both equally good and bad. I don't think either of them are anywhere close to tier 1, but I think they're both like decks that are fun to play, and if you enjoy playing them, you could win a reasonable amount of matches. No, if you go to -2, Death Shadow will still be a 13-13, because that's how the rules of the game worked. It actually used to work how you would expect it to work if you have a negative health total, but it no longer works that way because they changed the rules of the game. No longer works that way because they changed the rules of the game. No, I'm not really into any anime type stuff. I'll wait for my board to come back. I just like to say good morning, afternoon, good night to everyone over in the world. Thanks for spending part of your day here with us. My name is Jeff Hogan. We play Modern this afternoon. We're going to play some Kiki-Jiki, we're going to play some Blue Steel, we're going to play this sweet Eldritch Evolution Ponza deck. If you're enjoying what you see, please make sure you hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything, up so people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see, please consider subscribing on Twitch. That's the absolute best way you can support my content here. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors, mtgotraders.com. I love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, sleeves, binders, etc. And finally, SpareDeck.com, they offer kind of a unique service that will rent you any physical, standard, or modern deck. And using code Hoagland7, you can save 7% on all your rentals there with them. Magic Online claims that my opponent has rejoined the game, but our bird is still on the stack. So, our bird is still on the stack. Yeah, that would be really embarrassing if I'd been muted this whole time. You can find links to the Blue Steel list and the other decks we're planning to play today in the donation queue. Always find access to that there. The decks we plan to play are listed at the top. How recently was that, Wolf? The rule changes like in the last few months. You do grocery shopping at Farmer's Market, Trader Joe's, or Whole Foods. Hey, Eneronics. Dropping a severed head into my cup along with some bits. Thanks a lot, bud. I appreciate it. No, I don't think I've shopped at any of those places on the regular. We don't have... Actually, not sure if we have any of those in Bloomington where I live. No, it's definitely my opponent. They They lost connection and then they rejoined the game. Definitely not on my end. Their clock is ticking down. You want some pretzels? What's the worst donation deck we've played? I don't know. Probably Iron Guthix's Blood Moon Dark Depths deck. It was pretty bad. There we go. Sweet. I do most of my shopping at Hy-Vee because if you order $100 worth of groceries from Hy-Vee, they deliver it to your front door for free. I'm a big fan of free delivery. I'm gonna spend $100 on groceries anyways. Might as well have someone carry it to my door. We did cut my hair this morning. Actually, it was getting really bad. No, the Narset Cannon deck was great, I think is what you meant to say. Dystopia 1972. A 3-month resubscription. Thanks for re-upping that Amazon Prime, friend. And that Amazon Fun Money this way this month. I appreciate that. Yeah, but like, I don't really mind. I don't count the decks as failures if they're like fun to play. Some of the decks are like, they're terrible in terms of how competitive they are, and they're just awful to play. Like those are the decks I consider to be a failure, right? Like Magic's about more than just winning. Like there's an enjoyment I want to derive from the game. And like the Mono Red Storm deck was a total gas to play. Mono Green Belcher deck, I thought that deck was a lot of fun too. But that deck was also a gas. This is the worst. I'm looking forward to. They were talking about some clock changes, how the clock's gonna be implemented at MTG Arena. It sounds really awesome. It sounds really awesome. Basically, how they described it is you're gonna bank time the more you play earlier in the game. So like if you're playing quickly in the early turns, you'll have time built up. So if you need to tank later, you'll be able to actually tank on an important turn, but you won't be able to tank like that every single turn because you have to play to build up a time bank. It sounds like a really, really great system to avoid these annoying 10-minute timeouts. Like, my opponent came back and clicked to resolve my bird, and not like they're having more connection issues or whatever issues they're having. Yeah, like I think that's something a lot of people undervalue. Like, even if you're winning a ton in Magic the Gathering, like, if you're not, like, making the finals of a Pro Tour, there's really not that much money to be won in Magic tournaments. So, like, if you're not playing the game because, like, you're having fun and enjoying playing the game, you probably should do something else with your time. Your goal is the money. The better expected value is going to your job. Let me tell you about the EV of a guaranteed hourly rate. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Guaranteed hourly rate EV. Pretty decent plus. What do you think? Maybe, okay, now I'm paranoid. I'm gonna kill Magic Online and restart it here, just in case it's on our end. Just in case. It's been long enough that make sure everyone can look at my pretty desktop background for a minute here. Look at my pretty desktop background. If you're watching on YouTube in the future and you haven't fast forwarded yet, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Use that 2x speed. What does my job entail? Well, in a former life, I was a systems analyst for a major insurance company. I have a master's degree in mathematics. I've taught at some colleges. I've done worked on some open source projects for small amounts of money here and there. Been a math tutor. Taught high school for a semester. Done a lot of different things. These days, I just got an upgraded Twitch contracts. We've had so many awesome people that have subscribed to the channel lately. This is probably going to be my last semester teaching at the college. We're just going to do this full time. You know, because Sans waiting for people to time out. Streaming Magic's kind of great. I do recall that one, and that deck is fine. That would be a fine donation deck list. Be a fine donation deck list. Jeff is essentially a boring guy who plays Magic now. Are you teaching at high school or college more? God, so like working with the high school kids is kind of great for the most part, but like interacting with parents sucks. Like parents, they're just like, why did you fail my kid? It's like, I didn't fail your kid. Your kid didn't turn in any homework, and they failed because they didn't do any work. And it's just like, come on. Like your kid fucked up. That's why they failed the class. Hey, Phantom, that Twitch Prime support. It's a lot, bud. I appreciate that. Welcome. Do you consider consulting with a TCG? I don't know if I'd want to do game design. It's just like playing. I know a lot of game designers are former TCG players, but I don't know if that's something I'd necessarily be interested in doing. I also don't know what kind of rate that pays. So like, it'd have to be like a reasonable amount of money to be worth my time, right? That's actually the best thing about teaching college is like when the parents of like the 19-year-old college kid come up to me like, how's my kid doing in your class? I'm like, I'm legally not allowed to tell you what their grade is. Ask your child. No, I don't care if you pay for their college classes. I'm not allowed to tell you. They're an adult and I can't tell you. It's so good. Oh, they took forever and they have turn 1 Grafdigger's Cage, so we're gonna die. What a tilt. This voice and this Obstinate Baloth are not very good. Life is swell. I'm doing well. I'm back to school working on my doctorate in music so I can teach college choir. That sounds sweet. Yeah, teaching's a lot of fun. Like, honestly, part of the reason why I still teach classes at the college is that I enjoy doing it. And like, the only reason I'm going to stop doing it is because I enjoy doing this as well, and this now makes more money than that, because believe it or not, teaching doesn't pay a ton of money in the United States. Renegade Rallier. Am I about that life? Because I can rally back fetch lands. I think I'm just going to slam this Obstinate Baloth. Slam the Obstinate Baloth. Do I want to smash with this? This is a pretty free smash, right? Nah, they might play a master next turn and I might want to chump block. Hey, Arcator, 3-month Twitch Prime resubscription. Thanks for re-upping. I do appreciate that. Thanks for sending your Amazon fun money this way this month. So we've got 3 Engineered Explosives, an Acidic Slime, and a Reclamation Sage to draw out of our deck. That could kill this Grafdigger's Cage. Outside of those, we're just kind of up Poop Creek without a paddle here. Just like hoping on this Chord of Calling was going to get to do something, and it's not. I guess Kataki is a pretty good draw too here. I can't get creatures back with this Renegade Rallier anyways because of the Grafdigger's Cage, so I'm just going to fetch a red source here. And then rally back this Windswept Heath, I think. Yeah, some of it, and like math adjunct pay is better than others a lot of places, Brian, and like I have no idea how people who just like adjunct teaching at like some places only pay adjuncts like $2,500 a class. Like you'd have to teach like 6 or 7 classes a semester, which is like a nuts workload to make like 30 grand a year. Like working an insane amount to make 30 grand a year is just like, good lord, especially for like a job that requires you have a master's degree. Like working nuts hours to make 30 grand a year with a job that requires a master's degree, it's just like, I am an expert at flooding out while playing Kiki Chord. We're gonna take 7 this turn. Yeah, drawing Kiki would be okay here. It wouldn't be good, but it would be like playable, right? 1,600, holy shit. That is, yep. Ooh, I found a piece of candy, chat. I found a piece of candy. All right, so we can chord for Kiki-Jiki now. and then start kikiing our Reclamation Sage. Just like the good Lord intended. Another cranial plating. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. You don't have any colored mana up here, though, to do much with it, though. Sure. Sure. Yep. I bet. Bring it. Alright, so we're gonna chord for Kiki-Jiki here. 4, 5. Done. Take a donation for standard red-green monsters. Yes, definitely. It's actually a deck I was thinking about playing anyway, so 10 out of 10. I'm gonna get to a standard day pretty soon, I think, because I already have 2 in there, and 3 would give us an entire day of standards. We're gonna kill this. And I think I just want to kill the Vault Scourge here rather than killing a plating. I think at this point I just want to like take their attacker down. Mardu Gearhulk Reanimator. Maybe? That sounds kind of bad. Is that like a God Pharaoh's gift deck? So lots of draws that are lethal here. Any Tutor or Restoration Angel combos them. Yeah, that's pretty good, right? Just like blocks a bunch. Fan of blocking. Do I just like make a Reclamation Sage at the end step? It's a refurbished deck. Yeah, if it's a God Pharaoh gift deck, it's probably fine. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna like end step this. And the reason why we make the copy during our end step here is because we want to be able to block with this Reclamation Sage next turn, potentially. Yeah, you keep growing those Arcbound Ravagers. It's cool. Do you want more pretzels, Jake? Jake, do you want more pretzels? Okay. I actually have a Vial Smasher deck list in the donation queue right now. And fair warning, people that add things to the donation queue, we're a little bit backed up right now. Yeah, a little bit backed up. So I do my best to get to them as quick as possible, but can only do so much so quickly. Worth noting, Pia and Kiran Nalaar, they block Edge Champion with these Thupters because they're good people, just good quality people. You gonna attack me because I have this free Reclamation Sage I get to block with. This is why we made the Reclamation Sage during our end step, because this way the token survives my opponent through my opponent's entire next turn, so I get a free blocker here. Again, any Tutor or Restoration Angel is lethal here. Opponent concedes the match. Probably weren't. It's not a hard combo. It's a pretty soft combo, right? But if you want to see your deck played, ship me 100. Young Dingo, $13 donation. Thanks, bud. Red green aggro with a point of democracy. Thank you. Yeah, this deck seems sweet. Standard. I think Affinity's always been kind of a good matchup for these toolbox decks on average if they're built well. Plus $1, red green aggro. You're not wrong, Brian. That's part of the reason I'm doing more streams. I think that's definitely a big part of why the subscriber account blew up, and it's been fun. We've found a lot of really sweet deck lists. There's a bunch of decks we've played as donation deck lists that I just like never would have explored or touched if someone hadn't sent me money to play it. We lost the first round to Greentron, which is a hard matchup. And Grixis Delver is a bad Death Shadow deck. Yeah, I actually 4-1'd a league with Offstream. I played 5 matches of Standard since it rotated, and I played the red green monsters deck that someone. Hey, Phantom with the $15 donation. Thanks, bud. 10% of the time, it kills on turn 1 every game. What is this? Oh, it's the Bubble Hulk deck. Got it. Bubble Hulk. It's a modern deck. I think this is a modern deck. I should know that. Steps to the core. Yeah, this is a modern deck. What deck was that? Yeah, Amulet Titan. I think it's an okay combo deck that floods a lot. This hand doesn't really do anything, right? Just like needs another land. Like any of these cards other than the bird were like a fetch land, this hand would just be insane, but just doesn't do anything without it. You trade Chupacabra and Chord. We played one league with Chupacabra in the old type of Chord deck, but I haven't played with any inside the Lotus Cobra shell, which I definitely think is the better shell right now. Yeah, this is a keep. We get a Scry on the draw. We get an Oath of Nissa. So looking for a couple of lands here. I'm gonna bottom that. I think I just want to try and hit a land naturally. It might be right to keep that just because it likes. Yeah, right, Brian? And that was just like one deck a week, right? Like this, we do like a dozen or more donation decks a week. A dozen or more donation decks a week is kind of great. And once my wife gets done with her busy weeks at work, we'll be able to do a little bit extra even. All right, sweet. So if we hit another land on this, we'll be able to voice next turn. And then, I mean, I probably should have fetched Temple Garden there in case this finds basic forest. Or Stomping Ground, yep. Yeah, I think I have to take Stomping Ground here. So I should have fetched a green-white source here because I want to be able to voice next turn, but I need this fetch land for the Renegade Rallier. The democracy and ban policy. I'm a big fan of our ban policy. It makes my life happier. So looks like Storm. Like Storm. PC and Dingo, thanks for the donation. I mean, I've just rigged the system so like I never have to pay to play Magic online. It's kind of great. Like Magic's fun. You get to do it for free. I'm lucky. Lucky, lucky, lucky. We'll see how long my desire to play Paper Magic solves. Yeah, I have an Eidolon in my main deck. So we actually get to Chord for Eidolon next turn, assuming we get a fourth turn. Yeah, the problem with Standard is that just like, I have so many people that want to see the other formats, and like, it's such a big, God, that's a beating. It's such a big commitment learning a new format. Like, it's a lot of work. A lot of work. Yeah, sometimes it lives. I assume we're gonna die next turn. Eidolon? Eidolon? Eidolon, bro! Pretty sure we just do this. We're gonna play some Standard at some point, but I don't know that's gonna be super soon. Like, there's plenty of people that want to see the non-rotating formats, I feel like. Well, you're not gonna see any drafting on this stream. I don't play limited. Thing that I do. I'm pretty happy to get a fourth turn here. It's pretty unlikely that we get a fifth turn, though. This hand is just kind of slow and clunky, and like, again, just like your mid-range decks, they just... This is just what happens, especially when we're not playing things like Thoughtseize in our deck. Like, our mid-range draws aren't good against decks like Storm, so we're giving up a lot of our game 1 matchups, which is why it's kind of nice to have like an Eidolon in the main, because sometimes you can steal with that, but there's no guarantee. The remand while they were on the play was a pretty big beating. I also did sequence poorly this game. Like, I should have fetched differently, so I could have, if I would have had this voice in play on turn 2, they could have remanded that, but then the Renegade Rallier wouldn't have gotten remanded, and then like I could have put an Eidolon out in response to this Gifts Ungiven if I'd have sequenced my land slightly differently. So I definitely had things I could have done differently this game. Is Pauper on the table with the Classic in June being Pauper? Yeah, I actually have a Pauper deck in the donation queue. I just need to sort through and clear out the rest and figure out when we're doing it. So yes, yeah, Pauper decks are on the table. Let's put Pauper decks on the table, and when we get 2 or 3 of them, we'll do a Pauper day and see how the numbers are and assess from there. I think there's been Larian Community College has been good at kicking up some interest in Pauper, so I think I'm willing to take another crack at it. I really don't... Vintage is like kinda cute, but I really feel like Vintage has like worse variants than Modern in a lot of ways. Man, that's an obnoxious pile. Alright, so I just, like, bin the 2 dorks, right? And then they get 1 anyways. So I assume we're dead here. I assume I'm dead here. I'm assuming the correct answer has been both of these. And then they get to Noxious Revival one of them. Threw Baral up on top of their deck there. The only Pauper deck I've really played in recent memory is... Ooh, are we not dead? That'd be so good if we're not dead. It'd be so great if we weren't dead here. I'm a big fan of not being dead here. Big fan. Big fan. So, like... I have to just voice here, right? They have a remand from the Gifts Ungiven, which sucks. Pretty sure I just voice and, like, hope to get another turn. And again, just, like, it all comes back to that fact that I, like, fetched wrong on 1 and didn't get to voice on 2, so I've been, like, behind on tempo this entire time. They did resolve gifts and not win. It was weird. I don't know what's happening exactly. It's a shame we don't have Eidolon in our hand. We can just slam it. Let's go fetch planes, cast Rallier, get my land back, pass. Like, hope for the best. A lot of crossing our fingers and hoping for the best here. The opponent continues to be exceedingly unlucky. I don't know, we're 0% to get another turn, but we're pretty low percent. I mean, I can't believe we got a turn 5. Like, asking to get a turn 6 is just, like, insane. Oh, yeah, super dead. I'm gonna make them kill me on the off chance that they are going off with goblins. If they're going off with goblins, I mean, they have the remand and only cost them 1 mana, so, like, passing with the Chord up seems like a really inefficient use of my turn. Storm Run Shivan Reef because it doesn't play fetch lands. We're conceding to a Gifts or a Past in Flames here. It's not quite lethal yet. Beep, 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 beep. I mean, you need a hexproof creature for Worship to be good against Storm. You have no idea. I don't have an educated or informed opinion on it. Alright. Yeah. That'll do, pig. That'll do. That'll do, pig. Bring in these EEs, this Aven Mindcensor, this Gaddock Teeg, get this Thragtusk, this Acidic Slime, this Pia, this Mirran Crusader. What's the last cut? I don't want all of these. What problem are you trying to solve by adding that card to the deck? Like, thinking about the Mardu deck and, like, problems that it seems to have occasionally, I'm not sure that that solves any of them. Forge-Tender is good. Apprentice of Bolas. This is for Ascendancy combo because it's rad. This is for Narset combo because I love combo decks. Thanks, Apprentice. That is insanely generous. Thank you for the giant cupcake cheer. I'm sure that'll make Christy happy. I appreciate that very, very nuts amount of bits. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We will get some Ascendancy and Narset combo into the queue. So you sent enough there. Do you wanna cut the line with Ascendancy, or do you want me to stick to the normal queue today? You can dealer's choice on those, Apprentice. So up to you. Leonard Arbiter requires them to pay 2 more mana for gifts. Let's cut. Sounds good. Sounds good. Sweet. We'll finish out this league with Kiki Chord, and we'll get the rest of them in there. Sweet. I'm always up to play some Ascendancy. I think I want to try ley lines in the board again. I need to go grab the Narset list again off my YouTube. This deck's gas. What are you doing, Storm Opponent? Yeah, Narset with Omniscience. The deck's hilarious. We streamed it once before. Can literally kill them on the first turn of the game. Literally kill them on the first turn of the game. I don't think I want to try Hydroform. I thought about it more, and I think it's probably bad. All right. You Gorios them as well. You do both. So this hand's tough. I think I'm gonna keep this. The Oath of Nissa makes me want to keep it. Oath of Nissa really makes me want to keep it. This gives me looks at my hateful creatures. Hey, Burrenton Forge-Tender, protect my hateful creatures from red removal. Yeah, Guttural Response seems sweet. I'm still split. I need to test Mirran Crusaders versus ley lines. That's the big thing I want to try in that deck before Indy next month, because that's one of the top decks. That and the Mardu deck I think are my top two. Okay, so the Narset, at the risk of losing myself some viewers, let's find the YouTube video. All in Narset combo. We played this a little over a month ago, so this is the Narset deck. Ooh, we drew a Chord of Calling. That's perfect. So I'll need to grab the deck list from the details there. Let's start with Oath of Nissa, because we could hit something like Renegade Rallier is pretty good, so I'll grab that. Any order on these. Slam this into play the fetch land pass. I think I'm just going to crack this fetch land at their end of turn. Now we're currently playing against Storm. So we could Chord for Teeg next turn. I'm not going to go back to playing all of the SCG events, but I am planning to play a couple of opens here and there. So like I'm planning to play the Indianapolis Open next month, and I'm planning to play the Team Open in Cincinnati. But I don't plan to fly to opens again. The land's actually a pretty good draw here because the land means I get to hold this fetch land for a the Renegade Rallier next turn. I'm gonna pass the turn here because there's a non-zero chance my opponent goes third land, mana creature, ritual, and then we can Chord Fatigue in response to the ritual. No, I don't play in Grand Prix. Grand Prix are ridiculously expensive. Like, SCG events are expensive and Grand Prix are far more expensive. The amount of money that Grand Prix play to the ratio of players that are playing in them is ridiculously low. It's possible I could get punished here for this sequence, but I think this is pretty reasonable. Just like hoping to stop them mid-combo if they tried to go off last turn. We drew an Eidolon. Eidolon, bro. Eidolon, Tid. Get him. Get him. These are my Hateful Bears. My Hateful Bears are amazing. Hateful 1/4s? What's a 1/4? It's a weird way to say a 1/4. Like cost of entry and it plus it's a combination of things. Like cost of entry, travel costs, hotel costs. Yeah, I guess we could have done both. I guess we could have done both since I had the engineered explosives to cover goblins. I mean, Grixis Delver is a fine deck. I'm sure you can win plenty of games with it, but it's almost certainly a worse version of Grixis Shadow. Yeah, the fact that we have tutors that aren't Chord of Calling, so we get to play Gaddock Teeg in these decks now is pretty good. Sacred Foundry. Yeah, it's very possible I should have done both of these last turn. Would have had a third, would have had 3 more power in player, which would have actually taken a turn off the clock, so might be a pretty big mistake. Yeah, like, opens cost $50, and the cash to player ratio at them is better than the cash to player ratio at a lot of Grand Prix, so... And like, again, playing Magic isn't about the money strictly, but like, if you play in events that cost you less money, you can play in more events. Or at least that was the logic I always used, right? Like, if going to a Grand Prix cost me, you know, $500 for a weekend, or going to an Open cost me $250 for a weekend, I could go to 2 Opens instead of 1 Grand Prix. Yeah, White Boy is a card they could have, but like they only get 1 spell per turn, and like they need to take 2 of our things off the table too. So if I have the ability to play around a Wipe Away at some point, we'll definitely try and play around it. But a lot of times we just can't play around a lot of their things. We're just like putting our things into play and like hoping they're good enough. Yeah, exactly. It's not about getting wealthy, but like you can spend less and get more for what you're spending, basically. Voice is pretty good. Start by attacking here. So they would be dead this turn if I had done like what's suggested in chat and played Renegade Rallier plus Eidolon on... No, wait, they wouldn't have been dead, actually. I missed 3 points of damage. They'd be at 1, actually. So I guess it didn't actually take a turn off the clock. Explosives can kill their mana creatures, and it also cleans up goblin tokens if they go off with Empty the Warrens. Explosives is just a really powerful, flexible card. If you're playing a 3-color deck in Modern, you should probably have some number of explosives in your 75. 3 or more colors, I guess I should say. Okay. We could be dead here. They could bounce this Gaddock Teeg as well and then untap and kill us. Yep. Yep, Explosives is good against a lot of the decks in Modern. Hopefully they're dead. Yeah, any of the Delver decks in Legacy are probably a fine donation deck. Those are all pretty tiered decks. If your deck has Deathrite Shaman and Brainstorm in it, you can probably assume it's going to be competitive enough to be accepted. You should DM me a list if you think it might be strange just to confirm, but Deathrite Shaman, Brainstorm, probably going to be fine with the rest of it. As a fair warning, we're probably going to be playing a lot of Modern for the next 2 weeks since I'm going to the Open in Indianapolis, but next month after that and the month following, we're going to be playing a lot of Legacy because I am likely playing Legacy for my team at the Team Open in Cincinnati. So they about to grape shot down my board. This might be a grape shot down my board. Yeah, everything except some of the legacy cards that they don't have. Like they don't rent legacy cards. But like for legacy cards, I have to borrow from friends. They pointed 1 at Teeg, they pointed 2 at Teeg, they pointed 3 at Teeg, so I can't say Teeg with Forge-Tender. So I assume we're dead here. No, Forge-Tender only stops a singleton copy of Grape Shot. Assume we're going to lose here. They just get free reign to do whatever they want now. I guess I shouldn't auto pass in case they like anger us. Okay, that's not deterministically dead. We're gonna survive. They would have had a creature get this game, which is pretty good for us here. If they would have had a creature here, they would have had more than enough mana for this Gifts Ungiven to deterministically kill us. I mean, Storm's easier to interact with than Tron to set the bar low. To set a bar so low, you probably can't limbo under it. Storm is easier to interact with than Tron. Depends on what your metric for fine is, I suppose. Storm count is 6. We're at 16 currently. They might just... If they try and go for empty here, we're actually pretty okay, right? Because we have the Engineered Explosives in hand. They don't know about the Explosives. And also, like, we get to control which 2 cards they're getting here. So we're not guaranteed getting all 4 cards. They don't have enough mana for Past in Flames to be active here. So I'm not sure what the last card in their hand is, but if they didn't have a card, this Gifts wouldn't be lethal. So their last card needs to be pretty good in order to die here. What's going on, Jet? Howdy, howdy. The last card is Black Lotus. Those fancy Twitch staff people with their 4th icon. They get that fancy 4th icon. So I'm just supposed to bin the rituals here, right? Because they're short mana. I'm pretty sure I'm just supposed to bin the rituals. But I bin Past in Flames too, because it's like binning a ritual. I think I just spin both rituals and pass. I mean, once they're going off on turn 3, yes, you're gonna die to Storm. But stopping your opponent from killing you on turn 3 with Storm is much easier than stopping your opponent from playing a Karn on turn 3 for most decks in Modern. We got unsubstantiated into Grape Shot your Gaddock Teeg. Have a second icon, Innocent Smith. Enjoy. This is my build of Kiki Chord. This is the build of Kiki Chord that I've been playing. I enjoy this configuration a lot. Oath of Nissa just adds consistency to your deck. Kiki Chord's always been a deck that's kind of mana hungry. It, like, wants more lands, but also wants to play less lands simultaneously. So Oath of Nissa is a card that's like sometimes a land when you need it and sometimes action when you need it. So it's a great kind of split card. Also, when we have multiple oaths in play, we can get some of them back. God, they had Grape Shot as their last card. When we have multiple oaths in play, we can get some of them back with Renegade Rallier, which is nice. He casts Gifts Ungiven for their normal pile, 2 rituals, a Manamorphose, and a Past in Flames, and I let them have the Past in Flames and the Manamorphose. Alright, so they're targeting this twice. They're targeting this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. They're targeting that once. They're targeting that another time. Okay, so we're gonna lose everything but the Voice and the Forge-Tender here, which I think is fine. Alright, so it's kind of awkward that I can't Engineered Explosives for 2 and play the Idol on this turn, which sucks. Their last card in hand is Past in Flames, though, so, like, we have... Usually the Mardu deck you played last night to be more competitive than this deck. The Mardu Pyromancer deck is probably one of the best decks in Modern right now. I think it's very, very good. I think the Mardu deck is very good. I'm gonna time Bolas Slave out because that argument is just like based on salt and not based on experience. We don't allow that here. Just noise. Like, it's like less intelligible than Jake in the background right now. Oh, you're right. I did misclick you at one point. All right, well, they're dead on board. So, bottoms up, opponent. And can I come to the conclusion if Bloodsun should be main deck or sideboard? I don't know. I think it depends on the format you're expecting. If you're expecting to play against a lot of Ghost Quarters, then I'd play it in your main deck. But if you're not, sideboard is probably fine. Seems like a worse Death Shadow because it does not have Denial. So the Mardu deck gets to do things that the other decks in the format don't. Specifically, the Mardu deck gets to generate a lot of card advantage. It generates virtual card advantage with Faithless Looting, and it generates actual card advantage with Bedlam Reveler. So, like, it feels like it just plays slightly differently than some of those other things do. Alright, so now I can do this, play this, crack it, and play this Eidolon out. Eidolon, bro. And I know their last card's a Past in Flames right now, so if I get this off the table, they should just be dead. If they draw another way to answer the Eidolon, they shouldn't have enough mana to Past in Flames and do other stuff. Alright, on to third game here against Storm. Both decks, like Grixis Shadow and that deck, are both very weak to, they're both very weak to Graveyard Hate, though. Like, Rest in Peace is a beating for both of those decks. Yeah, Modern Elves is a fine deck. We actually played variations of it before. What decks do you think? All the green-black mid-range decks, right? Like, I think if Tron stops being in the format, the green-black mid-range decks become, like, a real consideration over Shadow. Because, like, the big thing the Shadow decks do the green-black mid-range decks don't is be competitive against the Tron decks. I have no desire to play Cruel Ultimatum. The Mardu, Nahiri, Liliana, Madcap, I think that deck's just worse than playing the Mardu Pyromancer deck. Gosh, that was a good draw. Just gonna fetch a basic forest here and cast this bird. Jake, you have to understand that the cartoon bear in the background is very exciting right now. No, Merfolk Branchwalker doesn't sound particularly good. Alright, so here's a question. Do I want to just put Sir Teaglesworth? Do you think Blood Moon gets the Axe if Tron lands leaves? I mean, Blood Moon's not even good against Tron, so, like, I don't think Blood Moon being in the format has anything to do with Tron. Do I want to just jam Gaddock Teeg here, or do I want to just put Eidolon into play? I kind of just want to put Eidolon into play, right? I like putting Eidolon into play too, because it means that my opponent has less time to set up to find their anti-hate cards. Also, getting to play Eldritch Evolution while they can't remand me is pretty valuable. Ask you to read the past question. Do you think Blood Moon gets the Axe if Tron land leads? Isn't that Blood Moon the format to punish Tron, but without Tron, Black Green XX will rise? No, I mean, that's not how they think about their ban list. That's not how Wizards of the Coast addresses their ban list, I feel. So you're correct that I said something. I didn't read your entire question, but I don't think like this other strategy hoses. It's much easier for the black green decks to interact with Blood Moon than it is for them to interact with Tron lands. And like you could probably argue that Blood Moon's not even that good against straight black green or straight Jund. Tron. I hope to God the Pro Tour is flooded with Tron and they finally get rid of it. That's my hope. All of the derpy mid-range things I love to do in Modern die to Tron. I just want to play derpy mid-range things, Watsy. We don't block here because we don't want this to die to a bull. No, the Gaia's Cradle, whatever card is not Gaia's Cradle, it's bad. It's really bad. You should watch the video when we played Modern Elves last time. One of the conclusions I came to at the end is that we should just play Lead the Stampede. I'm hoping that we get a lot of mileage out of the Karn and Simian Spirit Guide emotes at the Pro Tour. That's my hope. So, we're turning off our own Chord of Calling here, which is awkward, but it is what it is. I mean, I explicitly didn't list Abzan in the list of decks that I said it didn't punish. Like, having Valves in the format to punish those decks is probably fine. I mean, if you've watched the stream before, you know I'm not a huge fan of the games that Blood Moon generates. But again, I'm just going back and saying that Blood Moon doesn't punish those decks to the same degree that Tron lands punish those decks. And you could choose to play Jund or choose to play straight black-green and have a better Blood Moon matchup. Whereas, like, you can't really choose to play different things and have a reasonable Tron matchup with black-green. Yeah, Blood Moon punishes all decks at some point. It's just what it does. I agree that Blood Moon also creates uninteresting games of Magic. Like, that's just a fact, right? Like, it generates lots of games where one player just literally never plays the game. Man, I shouldn't have conceded that first game. Opponent's down to 5 minutes. Unsubstantiate, Echoing Truth, Noxious Revival, Past in Flames. Well, I mean, I'm just like, bin your 2 bounce spells, right? I have to Noxious Revival one of them. So I assume they're gonna Noxious Revival, bounce the Eidolon. Oh, they can't bounce the Eidolon this turn because Noxious Revival requires them to cast a spell. That's one of the nice things, Anoronics. I don't get Bedhead with hair this short, which is great. So they put Echoing Truth on top of their deck. And actually, this Restoration Angel is going to be really savage here. So, like, they actually can't Echoing Truth my thing here. Because I'm going to bounce it with Restoration Angel. No, I mean, like, Modern isn't a format where people play the good decks. Even if Tron was the best deck in Modern, which it actually might be right now. I don't think that it would be a format where everyone would be playing Tron, because that's just not how the format works. That's just not how the format works. Like, people don't all play the best deck in Modern because Magic's about more than just playing the best deck. Magic's about having fun, and, like, there's a lot of people that don't find playing Tron fun, which I don't blame them. Like, the play patterns get kind of redundant after a little while. Yeah, and, like, there will still be decks that have good matchups against Tron, even if it was the most popular deck. Yeah, it's like Legacy. Everyone has their pet decks. Echoing Truth me, baby. It's looking like we might get to go for the timeout plan here, which would be great. Is this the Mardu player that we almost timed out the other day? It feels like the Mardu. I feel like this username is the Mardu player we almost timed out the other day. I low-key hope... Me too. I would not be surprised if that happened. I should have played a Zeal04 at the $14 donation. Thanks very much, bud. Sultai Delver with 2 democracy points. All right, get that in the queue. Again, it might be a little while before we get to Legacy. It's probably not going to be till after the Open. We'll probably get one Legacy day in there before then and stuff. Should rebroadcast BT. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble by doing that. Like, WotC probably already hates me enough. I don't need to get DCI banned for saying the wrong thing while recasting their stream. Is there a way to check on Twitch chat? Hey, Guthix with the bits. Thanks for the cheer, bud. Stack up my cup. And, like, they have 3 minutes left. So, like, I'm just going to keep passing here. At some point, we'll draw another Restoration Angel. I can cycle this Horizon Canopy, right? Because they already cast a spell here, so they can't bounce me. Ding, ding, ding. This is great, because now when my opponent plays a spell on their next turn, I can play this Restoration Angel to start attacking them, and still have this one to... So hopefully they don't have another bounce spell on their turn. If I've given them enough time to set up to find another bounce spell, and I think I telegraphed my thing a little bit too hard. I should have played the Arid Mesa the turn I shocked this in to not represent the Restoration Angel. Is what I should have done. If they don't have a play here, this is so good for us. No play should mean they're just dead here. Yeah, me too. Me too. It's harder to tell when I've been a scummy Magic player when my hair is short. Again, just like hanging tight. The resto Eidolon lock is real. I think this person's on a Pro Tour team. They're playing really slowly, so they're probably playing with multiple people. We played against them the other day, and they almost timed out playing the Pyromancer deck. Yeah, I have a favorite Modern deck right now. The Jeskai Ascendancy combo deck is actually my favorite deck in Modern currently. I really like it. We're not casting Oath, because if I cast Oath, it's the only spell I can play for the turn, which will give them a chance to bounce my Eidolon of Rhetoric. I can't Chord for anything because I have Gaddock Teeg in play. So Gaddock Teeg is symmetrical, so I can't cast Chord of Calling. How about shaving my head all the way? My wife won't allow it. I'm a good man. I'm a good man who listens to his wife. The old Gaddock Teeg Chord combo. Look, we are playing a combo deck, chat, okay? Need everyone to appreciate our combo deck. Yeah, that's true, but I don't want to just, like, I don't want to get into a situation, like, you always want to ask yourself the question, how do I lose this game? And the answer to how do I lose this game is they take my Eidolon off the table, and as long as I have this Restoration Angel in my hand, they basically can't do that. Well, I guess that's not strictly true, right? They could play, Wipe Away. Can you tell me where I hid my spell bombs? You check under the couch? The Ascendancy combo deck is one of the 2 decks I'm considering for the Open next month right now. Honestly, part of my card selection for that event is going to depend on, like, what happens at the Pro Tour. Alright, we're 2-1. Sweet. We lost to Green Tron. And we lost to, Green Tron, and now we've beaten Affinity, and we've beaten Storm. That's a lot of fun. Hey, and a little Iron Guthix with some more bits. Thanks, bud. Oh, they stream. Okay. That's fair. What deck would I consider if Tron gets banned? So actually, the ban list update, if they make ban list updates post Pro Tour, they actually don't take effect until after the Indie weekend. So if Modern does have a shakeup, Indie will be the last time we play in this current Modern format. This seems like good, except for the fact that, like, this fucking goblin is inside of it. I've probably drawn more uncastable Kiki-Jikis than everyone in this chat combined. Just like, at least God bless Lotus Cobra and his ability to let us cast Kiki-Jiki. Hey, Guthix with the bits. For some bits for almost saying my name and a cap ahead to blow the cup. Thanks, Anaronics. Thank you to everyone that's hanging out here today. I know there's a lot of different things you could be doing, different people you could be watching, but instead you're here watching us lose to burn. Watching us lose to burn. Alright, Voice of Resurgence is actually a very good card to have on top of our deck here. It's unfortunate that we're not on the play. Being on the draw probably means we're going to be too slow here. We do have a Thragtusk that we could potentially cast very quickly if we draw the right cards in the back of this Lotus Cobra. We'll see where this goes. I chord for Maggots of the Moon so I can cast it. So I can cast Kiki-Jiki. Holy dicks, we didn't get Searing Blaze, chat. I am planning to go to Indianapolis currently. Planning to go to Indianapolis. So we're taking 5 here down to 12. And then we're taking another 1 next turn. But I get to cast Cobra plus Voice, which is kind of nice. I get to cast Cobra plus Voice, which is kind of nice, I guess. I mean, Kiki plus Voice is good if we're not dead. They only have 2 cards left. Maybe they have 2 lands in their hand. That would be pretty lucky for us. I'd like to make a white mana. I'm going to crack this fetch and go get a Sacred Foundry. Yeah, we have tools on the board for this matchup. Excuse me. We have a Obstinate Baloth, and we have a couple of copies of Blessed Alliance, and we have a Forge-Tender. So we've got good tools here. But we honestly, this hand probably would have been would have been pretty competitive in this game if we'd have been on the play, but the triple 1-drop start when we're on the draw is just going to be too much for us. You should slap the back of my head for grinding instead of listening to you. Look, if you had fun grinding, that's what it's all about. If you have the money to like spend a bunch of time playing a bunch of Magic tournaments, I had fun playing a bunch of Magic tournaments, right? Like I did it because I enjoyed myself. All right, so we're going to 6 here. Some lands here for free. Ding. Next card. Their bird, that sucks. I think I just want to trade these off. Pretty sure that's the case. So we're at 6, probably dead. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. This is another thing. The burn player only drew 2 lands. If you don't draw lands with burn, you're going to kill your opponent every time. Super dead to this Grim Lavamancer, huh? Hey, Iron with some bits. Where do I have to sell my soul to never draw more than 2 land? Ain't that the question of the day? What deity do I have to make an offering to never draw lands with the burn deck? Yeah, you know, we could evolution. If we Eldritch Evolution and get to floop a Thragtusk into play here, and then get to Kiki Thragtusk, you know, maybe we have a chance. Maybe. All right, that's their only spell for the turn, so... Ooh, come on, evolution. Man, if they draw a brick next turn, we could actually be in this game, right? I feel like I'm supposed to go Lotus Cobra into Horizon Canopy, sack it here. Oh, I guess I could have played the Canopy and cracked it and still been able to cast Evolution this turn. So if we draw Evolution, I could have cast it. If I wouldn't have played this first. Okay, we didn't because we're unlucky. Oh, I can't play the bird because I have Eidolon in play. I'm dumb. That's probably still fine. All right, we just need another creature, another brick out of them. No, my wife does it for free. It's great. I just take the shavers and shave all my hair off. Yep, going to 4. So a lot of cards out of the opponent kill us here. Hey, Noxan. Wombo combo, yep. I mean, I needed the 1/4, right? I needed the 1/4 to block. Dear opponent, all I want for Christmas is a brick out of you and an evolution for me. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little bricks, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little bricks. Creatures are bricks. Lands are bricks. I guess Eidolon's not a brick. So not all their creature bricks. Most of their cards kill us here. Not expecting to get another turn. Yep. And we're dead to the Grim Lavamancer activation now. Fine, we're gonna die anyways. Blessed Alliance, Baloth, Forge-Tender. Eidolon's pretty bad here. Slime's pretty bad here. Pia and Kiran's pretty bad here. Get one of these other cards. Nope. Suited up. We have plenty of Enter the Battlefield effects for Restoration Angel. We have 4 Renegade Ralliers. We have Pia. We have Baloth. And remember, we have tutors to get more Enter the Battlefield effects as well, so... Like each of our tutors are an effective enter the battlefield effect. Fiery Justice always gives your opponent 5 health. It cannot give you health. It doesn't give the controller of the thing you target health. It only gives an opponent health. If you could like bring in Fiery Justice as a gain 5, we'd 10 out of 10 bring it in, but that's not how that card works. I don't think Engineered Explosives is very good. Like, maybe if they were playing one of the old burn variants that still played Wild Nikado, we'd consider it. But in general, I just don't think it's good. No, 4 mana is just too expensive. Rec Sage against Eidolon. Maybe. I just don't think Eidolon's very good against us. We have a lot of expensive cards. I think Rec Sage is kind of narrow. Yeah, it would be... This card would see, like, already sees some fringe play in Modern. It would see a lot more play if you could use it like Nature's Claim. 10 out of 10. I mean, I think if you really want to beat Shadow, yeah, playing a bunch of Fiery Justice is fine. I think I like playing some Engineered Explosives just because it's applicable in other matchups and also fine against Shadow. Seem good enough. Yeah, keep this. I'm gonna keep this. Might be a little slow. I don't know. If the Cobra survives, we go kind of nuts. If you go on GatheringMagic.com, I actually talked about an Abzan Rallier shell that had Chupacabra and Rhino in it without a combo in it. Maybe I put Archangel combo in there. You can play Abzan and play Archangel Spike Feeder combo still. Yeah, I think I want to play this turn, just use my mana. Because, like, they could just hold up removal for it. Also, if they have, like, Eidolon on 2, holding this is pretty bad. Yeah, I think if you're looking to play Kiki Chord, this is the version of the deck I would recommend building. These 75 cards is currently. I've not. So do I think I just want to get my Lotus Cobra back here, right? Just like Renegade Rallier, rebuy my Cobra. And then, like, if we miss on drawing a fetch land next turn, we can go Eternal Witness back my fetch land, play the fetch land, play Renegade Rallier, play Oath. Sounds good, Jet. Yeah, definitely. I think it'd be interesting to see. Chupacabra seems like a really interesting card worth playing. Block. Okay, they bolted the Cobra, that's fair. My Cobra gained 6 there though, so it's like, you know, was this really that big of a failure? I got Wooded Foothills back here. I think I'm just gonna crack this Foothills and grab, I guess, this Oath of Nissa. There's a few different ways you could build Abzan. Definitely just want Selfless Spirit instead of another land. I can turn this into a Thragtusk next turn off the evolution, which is nice. And you're bad against the big mana decks, and you're bad against the really fast combo decks. You're like kind of okay when you get to play a real match of Magic. get to play a longer match of Magic. I shouldn't say real, I should say longer match of Magic. The decks that kill you before you get to start doing your thing are the ones that are going to be hardest for you. Alright, they've missed their land for too long, so I assume this is going to be a concession Thragtusk. Evolution this, and then cast this Selfless Spirit out of my hand. If they're Rift Bolting my Thragtusk, I get a 3/3 and then it gained another 3 health. They're not winning that game. Concession Thragtusk is best kind of Thragtusk, ain't that the truth? It felt like a concession Thragtusk. Now we have to try and win a game on the draw, which we saw was hard last game. Turn 1 Forge-Tender is a great way to try and win a game on the draw against Burn. Tell you about things that are good against Burn turn 1. Turn 1 Forge-Tender. It blocks and then eventually counters a removal spell. Hail to the Thragdad. Please, Goblin, guide me up the mountains. Renegade Rallier, that's a good one. It's a good one. So I'm gonna have to curve Forge-Tender into Lotus Cobra into Renegade Rallier. Get to fetch basics along the way too. Yeah, I agree. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the best version of like an Abzan toolbox deck just like doesn't have a combo and plays fair honest Magic. Maybe. We have the Scavenging Ooze too, which is kind of appealing. If they have Eidolon here on the play, we could be in a little bit of trouble. If they miss another land drop, they're definitely not winning this game. Basic lands are OP, can confirm. Okay, so like... I'm gonna play this Scavenging Ooze out because I don't want to not use my mana this turn, but I don't want my Lotus Cobra to die to this Rift Bolt that's on suspend, and I don't want to sacrifice my Forge-Tender. So I'm gonna play the Scavenging Ooze, expecting them to Rift Bolt it, and then we can Renegade Rallier it back into play next turn. I have a preference when it comes to basic land art. I use unhinged basics in real life. I have like a stack of like 15 of each of them. So this Scavenging Ooze red, pay 2, gain 3 life, which is completely something we were in the market for. Another Goblin Guide, sure, so we're start getting triggers here. Come on, give me some lands. Give me some lands. Can we nickname Jade Light Explorer Alex Bertoncini? Another Renegade Rallier? Oh, baby. Oh, baby. We're gonna teach him who the real aggro deck is next turn. No, I'm not a big fan of the unstable ones. I'm not a huge fan of their border. Are you ready to do it, chat? Are you ready to do it? You ready to do it? Our big unfair modern thing? This deck is so much fun when it goes off. Alright, so let's make a white mana. Fetch a basic forest. We like Chord for a Thragtusk this turn. I wonder if we could Chord for a Thragtusk this turn. We're gonna get to make a lot of mana here. A lot of creatures. We'll get back Windswept Heath here. I might just want to get back Scavenging Ooze with this other one. Need to count here. Green mana. Alright, so what am I doing? What am I doing with this Renegade Rallier? So this Renegade Rallier can make +3 mana. So I could get back Scavenging Ooze, or I could Chord for Obstinate Baloth. If I Chord for Obstinate Baloth, they probably can't win the game, right? Because like I'm going to gain 4 up to 16, and then I'm going to have 8, 12 power in play. How do we feel about Chording for Obstinate Baloth? Alternatively, I could just get back Scavenging Ooze and then like plan to Chord for Thragtusk next turn. I kind of don't mind getting Scavenging Ooze and then Chording for Thragtusk next turn. I think I want to Chord for Scavenging Ooze and get back Thragtusk next turn. I think Thragtusk is going to be better than Baloth would be. That's all I got, opponent. My turn 3. Go. Because, like, they're going to need to start trading off creatures to not die here. And then once they trade off creatures, Scavenging Ooze gets to start gaining health as well. Butcher of the Horde. That sounds hot. That sounds super hot. I might have to test that one. All right, so we're gonna Forge-Tender the Searing Blood. That one. Don't damage my thing. Now I get to make him a 3/3. Holy crap. Blessed Alliance is on top of our deck. Alright, how many creatures next turn do I need to court for Thragtusk? I can go. Are they conceding? Yeah, nice Goblin Guide triggers. Here's my Blessed Alliance, nerd. Poor opponent. Alright, we're 3-1 with Kiki Cord, which means we're going to lose the next match because every league I play with this deck, I 3-2. I've 3-2'd like almost a dozen leagues at this point with this deck. What's next? I think we're going to play some Narset combo next and then some Jeskai Ascendancy since Apprentice of Bolas sent an insanely generous cheer there, which lets them cut the line for 2 decks. 100 American dollars gets you in line immediately. We're gonna play some. If you haven't seen the all-in Narset combo deck, it's kind of a hoot. Let's actually load that into my deck list here while I'm thinking about it. This is the Ascendancy deck. People, if you've been watching the stream, you've probably seen that one. It's been a little while since we played the Narset deck, though. Narset cannon here. I'd have to see the entire deck list, but probably not. This deck is a hoot. I forget who originally donated for this, but it's a total hoot. That is true, Matt, man, but this was already a $50 donation. No, I don't like mana traders. They're so expensive for what they offer. Yeah, Hessian's great, right? I mean, should we even play this match? Like, I understand. So, Allie, the cost of Magic Online cards to resell them is so high. Like, it's not like buy list it's not like buy list like in Paper Magic or Hex where it's like 40 and 50%. Like, you resell Magic Online cards for like 80 and 90%. Oh my god! They're playing. The opponent says, I like your stream. They're playing Jeskai Ascendancy combo. They're playing Jeskai Ascendancy combo. They're playing a different build than we do. They have Rainbow Lands and Faithless Lootings, but they're playing JAC. They're playing JAC. Do I just get Eidolon next turn? I feel like I want to just play Eidolon next turn. Yeah, basically, unless you're changing decks like 4 or 5 times a day, it's generally better to buy. This build plays Path, sure. We're getting Eidolon. I guess they didn't cast another cantrip there. So I'm definitely playing Lotus Cobra, right? Definitely playing Lotus Cobra. Am I evolving for something this turn? They probably can't kill us next turn. I think I just want to cast this Voice of Resurgence. I just want to cast this Voice of Resurgence. And then next turn, I can go Lotus Cobra and then probably Eidolon and then probably Evolution plus Chord, depending on what we get. We're going to have a ton of mana. I think I just want to get the voice down so they don't know how much mana I'm going to have next turn. Acidic Slime's okay. Are they dead? What are the odds they're dead? So I can Eldritch Evolution, Voice of Resurgence into a Restoration Angel and blink this. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And this makes 5, 6, 7. I'm 1 mana short of killing them. I'm 1 mana short of killing them. So if I would have played this last turn... no, wait, this makes it exactly lethal, right? Because Lotus Cobra nets me a mana here. Does this? No, it nets me a mana because it nets me a body, right? So this should be lethal. I believe they are dead. I believe they are dead. Let's double check here again. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I take away 3, leaving me with 3, turn this into a voice, untap this, then I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe I have exactly enough mana to kill them here. I believe I have exactly enough mana to kill them. I've counted it twice, so if I mess this up, I deserve to lose, but I believe we have exactly enough mana to kill them. This is turn 3. This is gonna blink Birds of Paradise. And then this is, yep, God, that was sweet. Math is fun. Was it good for you, opponent? I came. Get old Geeks Majiks here. Breaker of mirrors. Get old Geeks Majiks. Modern is a turn 4 format. I guess I should have realized this deck could turn 3 kill, but I think that's the first time we've ever turned 3 someone in this deck. I believe that's the first time we've ever turned 3'd someone in this deck. Alright, so this is not a Crusader matchup. This is not a Pia matchup. This is not a Thragtusk matchup. Acidic Slime's fine. Rex Sage is fine. Scavenging Ooze is fine. It's not good, but it's fine. The Lotus Cobras are kind of obnoxious. It's kind of unreal how obnoxious they are. I think these engineered explosives are probably good. No Justice stream, they're playing JAC and I killed them on 3, right? Look, they even won the die roll, okay? They should have tried to kill me on 3. Yeah, I use my degree every day. Use my degree. This is one of my favorite cards in Magic the Gathering, so getting to cast this card makes me happy. And I play Magic for fun, so getting to cast this card makes me extremely happy. Blessed Alliance is in no way good here. When they combo off, they could just kill you via Flesh Blood. I think that's all I want to do. I could maybe make an argument for Avalanche Riders. Is like maybe, but like all the rest of the cards we have right now are fine. I'm just gonna click submit. No, I think Tender is narrow. Usually they can like silence you and do other stuff. It just doesn't do anything, right? No, Teeg doesn't stop Flesh Blood, and Teeg stops our Chord, so that's not good. That seems doesn't do anything, right? It's got a bird and a Chord and engineered explosives. I'm gonna bottom that. I want just a 2-drop to play on 2. I want a 2-drop to play on 2. I think I just want a higher impact card. I want to just play explosives on 1. Fucking draw. Remember when I bottomed that voice looking for a better card? Found it. Their mana dorks are pretty important. I feel like I want to just play my engineered explosives for 1-on-1, and then I can blow it up on 2 and then go Cobra plus fetch land on 3. I think I just want to EE on 1 here. They could have draws that make this like backfire and not good for us, but I think this is right. Like, having played the JAC deck, your dorks are pretty important, so taking them off the bird feels like it could be reasonable. Yeah, they have Caryatid here. Sucks. Oh, they missed a land drop. Okay. This right away. So next turn, I can go bird plus EE for 2. Tilt. So I assume they're gonna play their combo piece here. I assume they have Ascendancy if they kept a 1-lander. Nope. Nope. Another bird. Okay. Another Caryatid. Fluttering Wish. Another Caryatid. Sweet. All right. So we could die next turn. We definitely could die next turn. I think I'm just supposed to go bird plus EE for 2, right? Bird plus EE for 2 here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just the case. So the problem with putting Cobra out is then my Cobra dies to the engineered explosives. See if we're dead here or not. Wild. Okay. That's cute, I guess. I'm kind of surprised they boarded that in here against us. Worth noting, we can actually Renegade Rallier back and Engineered Explosives to clean up Monk tokens later. Ha! Okay, that's cute. Alright, so we really need to draw a land next turn so we can get these Lotus Cobras going. No, I don't think so. I think I'd rather take the Caryatids off the table. It's another bird. What can I chord for here? Nothing currently. Guess it's just bird plus Lotus Cobra. Probably have to chump block next turn. They hit Ascendancy. Wow, that's good. Alright, they have a 1-mana cantrip. They do. Okay, we're probably dead here. This is pretty good. I'm gonna let them do their thing. I'll be right back. I think I might need to change a diaper. Jacob. You need to stop, buddy. Yep, I will. I need to run upstairs and check on my youngest really quick and I'll figure out how we're blocking here. Probably with just both the birds. Alright, well we didn't die, so that's a happy outcome there. This card an Ascendancy. So the last card is View from Above. They give this flying. I guess I block here. Hi, Jacob. Hi, buddy. I think I'm supposed to keep a Lotus Cobra just to, like, maximize my amount of mana next turn. Take 8. You want popcorn? Go get your bowl, please. Another Lotus Cobra, so we're dead. I think because they brought in Mentor, I kind of want Fiery Justice. Scavenging Ooze isn't very good in this matchup. I'm gonna trim and EE because too many of them are bad. There you go. Yeah, View from Above's pretty shitty in the deck overall, though. It was kind of okay there because they had Mentor with it, but like when you're not on the Mentor plan and the Mentor plan was really bad in my testing, it's just like a bad card when you're comboing because you don't need to go infinite. If we would have had a fetch land there, we would have had things to do, but we didn't, so we can't. This is a mulligan, just only one land. It's not exciting, but it's a keep. I think I want Fiery Justice on the play. Why wouldn't I want Fiery Justice on the play? Can you use your words? Can you explain to me why you want it on the draw but not on the play? Pia seems really slow and clunky against the Mentor plan. Exceedingly slow and clunky. Alright, well hopefully we hit a land next turn. I'm gonna get a Sacred Foundry. Oh, I can't get a Sacred Foundry. I'm a liar. It's Misty Rainforest. So I'm gonna cast Voice here. If we hit a land next turn, we can evolution this Voice into a Renegade Rallier and get back a land, and then resto the Renegade Rallier. Now we want to hit a land so we can cast this Fiery Justice. Please, one-time dealer. Yeah, buddy. You get Sacred Foundry here since I have Kiki in my hand. I'm going to go ahead and point 3 damage at this Monastery Mentor to play around a Noxious Revival. Still think we don't want Fiery Justice? Pretty sure I want Fiery Justice. Pretty sure I want this Fiery Justice. Resolves. I'm gonna attack with this first, 'cause it's a free attack into a decision. So I just need to hit land drops at this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and evolution this Voice into a Renegade Rallier and get back a fetch land. We don't have a Pontiff in our deck. We're straight Naya. They have Gut Shot in their deck. God, that seems bad. Alright, well, if they don't combo us soon, we're gonna get to resto this to get another land back to get our 5th land, so we get to kill them in 2 turns. Yeah, it's definitely good against Bird on 1. That's true. Yeah, it's good in this matchup. It's fine in this matchup. I just mean in their deck in general. Like, I've never, like, been playing the Just Guy Since deck and been like, you know what I need? I need a Gut Shot. Like, what is, like, Gut Shot's decent against Affinity, I guess? What else is it good against in the format? Yeah, Blue Steel got jumped in line, so Blue Steel will be on the back burner for the next stream. So, Apprentice jumped the 2. If we have time after those 2 decks, we might get to it, but this league ran long, and we'll see. Just Guy Ascendancy leagues tend to be long. Sure, but like Noxious Revival keeps the combo going too. I missed a land drop again here. That's good for us. That shot is gonna get a revenge on opponents. You're not wrong. So I hit the land. Am I just supposed to acidic slime them here and take them off a land drop and then like start Kiki acidic sliming them next turn? All right, chat. Do we go for the combo or do we just LD the shit out of them? Who wants to just LD the crap out of our opponent? I kind of just want to LD the crap out of our opponent. Can we just LD them? Is it unreasonable if they had LD? If we just LD them out of this game? I feel like I've asked Twitch chat, should I Stone Rain my opponent a bunch? And I would say, like, there's no way Twitch chat says anything other than yes, Stone Rain your opponent a lot, right? Like, there's no other response. Like, Twitch chat, should we Stone Rain my opponent repeatedly? Yes is always the answer. There's only one possible Twitch chat answer to this question. LD him into the ground, Dogland! Into the ground! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Bird. Uh-oh, we could die next turn. We could die next turn. They go land, Jeskai Ascendancy, they could get us. So I'll play this land out. Oh, I could have saved the activation to Kiki the Slime in response to Ascendancy. Yeah, maybe that's better. I don't know, they need to have a lot of things here. It's pretty unlikely that we die, but maybe saving it's better. I don't know, I wanted to attack, but attacking doesn't matter because I have Restoration Angel for next turn. Your move, Kaiba. Watch them go Ascendancy and then Gutshot me to get going. If they go Ascendancy for Phyrexian Mana spell, we're gonna die. Dismember. Okay. Okay. Do I have anything in my deck that deals damage? I don't, right? Chat, do we have anything that deals extra damage? I don't think we do, right? No, Pia's in the board. Pia's in the board. Should have boarded in Pia Hogland. We don't have another Kiki. We can hold up Resto for the Ascendancy. Yeah, we can hold up Resto for the Ascendancy. We could crack Canopy. Yep, a lot of things we could do. Deck needs Inferno Titan. Getting Eternal Witness doesn't do anything. We don't have enough mana this turn. Oh, we could witness for Fiery Justice. Yeah, that's the line. Good job, chat. Alright, so we're gonna attack for 5 first. And I wanna get rid of the acidic slime, right? Or do I want to get rid of the Renegade Rallier? Probably the acidic slime. They said this was a no justice stream. Got some justice right here. Some sweet, sweet justice. Rebuy. There's nothing like killing your opponent's birds after you Stone Rain them repeatedly. Yes. Boop, boop, boop. Get them. Get them. So they're actually gaining health off of that, but they're at 3, and they have a Sylvan carry added in play. Actually, I'm probably supposed to keep the slime so I can slime their land, right? I'm probably supposed to keep slime so I can slime their land. We draw engineered explosives, they die here. Hewer, 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 hewer. Hewer, 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 hewer. Hewer, 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 hewer. Oh, baby. You have a gut shot? Flawless victory! Ka-cha! Gut shot themselves. Oh, yeah. Oh my god, chat. Chat, we 4-1 with Kiki-Jiki. We 4-1 with Kiki-Jiki. This deck's so good. It's so good. All right, so just just to set expectations. So this was a donation deck list, but the person that sent the donation in sent me money and said, hey, play the version of Kiki Chord that you would play. So this is the 75 of Kiki Chord I would play. This is, if you enjoy playing this archetype, I love this deck. I enjoy playing it. Restoration Angel is one of my favorite cards in Modern, so I love casting this card. This is the configuration of Kiki Chord I would play if you're looking to play this deck. Do I think it's tier 1? I definitely don't think it's tier 1. But do I think it's competitive and you're going to win matches of Magic if you enjoy playing it and it's doing powerful things? I definitely think you're capable of winning matches of Magic, and you're definitely going to have a good time if you like playing these creature toolbox style decks. Lotus Cobra is a really insane card, and Renegade Rallier is a really insane card. Better or worse than Eidolon Evolution? I don't know, it's just different. I honestly haven't played enough games with either in the format to really know. I think they probably have similar good and bad matchups. This deck is a little bit more mid-range focused, and the Eidolon Evolution deck's a little bit more combo focused. So if you enjoy playing more fair Magic with a touch of combo, I think this deck's better. And if you enjoy playing more combo with a touch of fair Magic, then the Evolution deck, then the Eidolon deck's better. But I'm just a sucker for this card. I'm just a sucker for this card, so I like this version. All right, so what are we doing next? We had a Nuts Cut the Line donation for Narset Cannon, followed by Just Kite Sentence Combos.